get both. And see, now I have to say okay. And I say okay. Um, and so you'll notice at the end of the session, your transcript will come up in that, and
That'll be
you'll
good.
you'll wait. It will convert. It'll take a little time depending on the length of the recording. If we're recording for an hour's program, it'll take you a little while, probably 2 to 3 minutes, maybe.
Oh, that's not too bad at all.
And then you'll have it as a JP4, um,
Which
and
I could
and
put on YouTube actually,
yeah.
because I don't know how else I'm going to share it with the
Now you will want to start the tape with the title slide at the very beginning of whatever you're posting. So, in order to get that slide there, you have to have that slide showing when you push record. That has to be the whole screen. That's because you go to share. Well, how are we going to get you to show the? Well, you'd have to go to a graphic and share the page in order for it to be a title.
I see. I could do that. I could do that.
I would send you I'd send you the title slide as a graphic on an email. And that would give you the title slide. You would then maybe open it in preview, like, when you double click on the graphic I sent you, it takes up the whole page and goes to preview, which is in Macintosh. What I would do, and I would be sharing the screen at the time of the recording. You can do that before the whole class starts, before we're ready to talk about the episode. You can establish the episode on your recording by having a full page, by going into share, by starting the recording. No time, and now pausing the recording, not stopping, pausing the recording.
You can do, yeah, you've got a pause button.
And that's right. And so if you use the pause button, you've established the beginning of the episode. Now you can go away from the preview. You don't, you stop sharing it because when you hit the pause button at the end of the episode, you don't hit stop. You pause the recording, you open up the graphic again, you go to share again, then you unpause the recording for a good
Closing. Yeah.
4 seconds, and you close it. And now you've got a show. So I'll create a proportional graphic with the serial numbers. And how many are there going to be? There's going to be 15, right? Am I right?
Uh,
Logic?
I'm not really sure. About 20, well, more than 20 if we're going to do break it up because
For the
there's
hours. We need to put in the hours, right?
there yeah, there's there well, I do. Although I believe I can count like if I send them to watch the BBC thing, that takes almost an hour. I can count that hour as part of,
Yes. Oh, yes. That's their contact with the learning of the process. Yes, it's so many hours of teaching. Yeah.
yeah, it would be the same as if in class I showed that on as a video.
So when it comes time to tell them to watch the BBC, do we need a still frame from the BBC?
I I don't.
on- I
I can just have
just
the links on the Blackboard shell and say, just
now
directions. Watch
that
these.
won't be, but that link will not be active in your video. They'll have to copy it down and type it in.
Well, it'll be there for them, so they just click it on Blackboard, and their computers will go to watch the video. The Blackboard shell is I'm required to use it for all my
Yes.
courses, even if it's not a online class. The in class.
So but that's a separate entry that you make on the whiteboard that's separate from the video. It's
Um,
waiting for them on the whiteboard.
well, it's not a whiteboard. Um, the way it works, gosh, how the hell does it work? We rent this from the Blackboard company. I don't even know who they are. The university rents them. Kat, for example, her course just went live, or whatever you call it. It's open so that she can look at what the teacher has. She's taking a class this summer too, and it starts officially on Monday. But as I opened, the course for the students, they could go and look at whatever I've got posted there for the um, intro to philosophy. I've got the syllabus and I've got the first week of notes and a couple of the things. For my logic, I just have a paragraph saying this course starts on Monday, and I haven't posted the syllabus and everything else. But when the students they log into their account and all the courses that they've got uh, have separate, images, and they click on it and it will take them to whatever the professor has set up. Separate documents, separate testing things. There's like about a menu of about 20 different things that the teacher could use in order to set things up for the students. I'm not going to use more than the syllabus will be there, so they can click on that, and they can click on content and under so course content. And when they click on course content, that's where I'll have my notes. So they can open notes, and on the notes, that's where I'll have for week one, watch this video, and that will be the intro video that we make. And I'll put the link there on YouTube for them to watch that video. And then I'll have then watch this series of four links from the BBC on Aristotle's Lagoon, and there will be four links, and they'll watch those. And then, whatever I have, next would be my next video, class video, and so on. So they'll have a screen that has all the links and the notes that they can read and click on, and that's what'll hold the course together. Those notes, because I'll have 10 different sets of notes, one for each week, and I'll put everything in those notes.
Mm-hmm.
And so, there will be more links than just, of course, the one for the class, and I don't have to use the video to give them those links. They'll have that already. So the video could just be us talking about Aristotle. And, hey, did you know he was Greek? And because he was Greek, he spoke Greek and he thought everybody else was an idiot. He called them barbari, which is where we get the root word for barbarian. Um, it probably meant something they can't understand Greek. That's probably what that meant. Um, I know, it's funny, but the Russians name for Germans is Niemcy, which means they can't hear.
Hmm.
And that's because, well, of course, the Germans that were there couldn't speak Russian, so they couldn't hear.
We might as well do the wording now. Are you seeing my screen big enough?
Yeah, and I see big yellow logic.
That's it. This is the size that's a good graphic for a background to your Zoom right now. It's proportioned. It's how I've done some of my other, you know, some of the other backgrounds.
I like that.
So, um, what, Logic 101, what is it?
Yeah, it is Logic 101,
Okay.
which is like the easiest course you should be able to take in college. It doesn't get any easier than 101.
Now, since we're going to need another type size, we better duplicate this and pick a little bit smaller font size and call it how's that?
Do you have a spell checker?
It'll probably show up red if I do it. No, it's not. It's not. Oh, it's in my other graphic program. Yeah. Okay.
Because they'll laugh, I hope.
Professor.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because otherwise, hopefully they would laugh or they would be ruined forever.
Oh, no, no, you can't let it go that way, but it's just an indication. It'll also be easier on Donna when she gets into speaking. You ought to try, getting her into that. Anyway,
Oh,
um,
oh, yeah.
right? Is it?
That is. That
That's
is.
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We could just leave it at that. We don't need to say which episode each one was because it'll be in their notes. When they click on the link, it'll say, you know,
If you don't put it at the title of the episode, how do you know which episode the recording is? You wouldn't. It's. What are you
oh,
talking about?
well, let me show you.
You want to go back to
That's enough for, for that. Let if you stop sharing, I can share and show you what Blackboard looks like. You've never seen it, so let me show you. So let me I cannot minimize Zoom workspace when you are recording at this meeting. Okay, well let me stop